Seal of Quality Award for Blunder of the Year. Watch Dogs. Sonic Boom, Rise of Lyric. Assassin's Creed Unity. Elder Scrolls Online. Halo, the Master Chief Collection. And the winner is Assassin's Creed Unity. It takes a special kind of atrocity to make the front page of Cracked magazine where the kind of journalist who would usually benefit from being special friends with Ubisoft instead opts to write 7 500-word reasons as to why your game is fucking unplayable. Once you got past the idea that a game series about the distinct and nuanced societal differences of different historical periods essentially redressed its previous settings in pretty colors in order to charge you another $60, you had to deal with a release that wouldn't pass mark on an RPG Maker General. Just remember, there is an entire corner of the teen market that will defend this. For editorial purposes, we've been asked to include some of what this is. Texture popping like the world itself is growing a scab, collision detection that wouldn't make broadcast in televised wrestling, and production design entirely based on a post-it saying France is fucking cool when it looks kind of old. Not Important Award for Worst Character.
Next thing I know, we're on the steps
Sonic
of some really
Boom
old
cast.
and smelly tomb. Then, old snake breath here gets out, which really put a damper on my weekend plans.
So,
Iron
listen,
Bull.
I've caught the hints. I get what you're saying. You want to ride the bull. Can't say I blame you.
Lightning.
Sacrifice. And now, after all these centuries,
Sarah.
You have a problem. That over there is a full tavern, but everyone's drinking alone. They're all up their own arses about the Inquisition.
Aiden Pierce. And the winner is
And people stop.
Sarah.
You know, to start.
Was Sarah written as a joke character or a piece of social commentary on the audience that BioWare now caters to?
What, titles
Her
really
dialogue
getting away
breaks
bad?
any immersion, as if a present-day drunk slag was sent into the land of Dragon Age. She looks like she smells like truck stop floor, and that might be an understatement.
Let's go.
It all started with her introduction, seemingly created by BioWare and EA's LBGT board of directors. She's the quirky elf with a Cockney accent and an attitude that reflected the worst of the LOL so random community of the internet. Who can forget her character card? Then again, that's exactly who this character was created for. Are you a 13-year-old girl who can't wait to watch the Hobbit movies with your new bi-curious girlfriend?
Right, something to
Then
get on
Sarah
shadow of
is the
villains.
perfect companion for
Remember
you.
something. Have a search.
Silent Hills. The Witcher 3.
still a pug.
Metal
so he
Gear
doesn't
Solid
listen.
5, The Phantom
Feeling someday
Pain.
he'll be useful. I suspect you discovered a real diamond in the rough. With a little polish, I'd say we got a true diamond dog on our hands.
Splatoon. Super Smash Bros. For 3DS and Wii U. And the winner is... another decent piece of direction in Hideo Kojima's portfolio. The trailer manages to acutely balance cherry-picked emotional hype and a bleed of information that reveals just enough about the gameplay and plot, answering the questions of the nature of the threat to Snake and crew whilst putting a much larger display of scale that satisfied critics of Ground Zeroes. We live in hyperbolic hope that the games can replicate this consistent quality. Well done, Kojima-san. Not Another Rehash Award for Best Sequel. Bayonetta 2. Binding of Isaac, Rebirth. Super Smash Bros. For 3DS and Wii U. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Mario Kart 8. And the winner is Bayonetta 2. Who says we can't have more of the same? If this were a Charles Dickens tale, we'd have already crushed poor Oliver Twist's decrepit little body in stampeding cries of more from Platinum for some stupid sexy witch time. Who am I to stop you though? Bayonetta 2 is what everyone hopes they will get when a sequel is announced. Trim the fat off the old iteration and add enough gameplay improvements that make it feel comfortable yet new all at the same time. Just like that dragon dildo you keep hidden under your Bayonetta body pillow, you sick fuck. Silent Protagonist Award for Best Character. Kenny. Butters.
Hi, Benny. How's it going? Just showing the new kid around. Hi, Butters.
Good to see you too, Butters. Thanks for checking in.
Bigby Wolf.
Bigby! I just got here.
Yeah, me too. It's number 23. I haven't seen it yet.
We're late.
Yeah, I know.
Snake. Bayonetta.
Now it's time to be naughty.
And the winner is Snake. We're not sure just how much we need to explain this. He's gorgeous. He's virile. He's gorgeous. You remember that little backstory video in Metal Gear Solid 1? He sits there, nude. It's like he taught me how to be nude. All of us. Without ideology. Without cause. Without nation. Without David Hayter. IP Twist Award for Best Implementation of an Old Franchise. Alien Isolation. Wolfenstein: The New Order. Divinity: Original Sin. South Park: The Stick of Truth. Hyrule Warriors. And the winner is South Park: The Stick of Truth. Be honest, when you heard there was a South Park game in development, did you, or anyone you know, figure it would be a turn-based RPG? Despite the skepticism, Stick of Truth resulted in the best Paper Mario we've had in the past 10 years, with entertaining dialogue, hands-on combat, and a plethora of disgusting jokes. South Park: The Stick of Truth ended up being a pretty damn solid game. Sorry you guys didn't get the whole game, Europe. Even more sorry about you, Australia. Beta's Alpha Award for Worst Early Access Game. Rust. DayZ. Broken Age.
Easy, computer.
Oh, quit being so shy. I used to change your diapers.
Space Base DF9. Starbound. And the winner is Broken Age. $3.3 million fucking dollars. And that was just the first half of a game that is basically a pop-up book voiced by Frodo. Only way you're getting that second half is if you buy the early access game. So let's recap what happened. Tim Schafer suckered a bunch of nostalgic buffoons into funding his grand idea, only to be fed lies and disappointment. Unable to meet the release date and features originally promised, Double Fine went out and released what most would consider a proof of concept, let alone an actual game. Broken Age is the definition of overpromising and under-delivering, and honestly, that's an understatement. The next time you think about backing a Kickstarter or purchasing an early access game, remember that night when old Timmy fucked you in the ass and didn't have the courtesy to give you a reach around. Niche Award for Best Game Nobody Played. Lethal League. Freedom Planet. Mercenary Kings. Nidhogg. And the winner is Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. There are plenty of reasons why Shantae and the Pirate's Curse won the Niche Award. It has all the makings of a good 2D Metroidvania platformer, clever puzzle design, progressive empowerment through new abilities, and an emphasis on exploration. It's the sharp sense of humor and vivacious world, though, that ultimately propel Pirate's Curse to greatness and help it stand out from the glut of retro-inspired platformers. Sadly, none of us played this fucking game. The reasons I just gave were straight out of a review from IGN, and the director is using clips straight from Let's Play videos on YouTube to make this award segment. So there you have it. Shantae and the Pirate's Curse wins the Niche Award for the best game none of us played. Retailer censorship.
go back in time,
Ubisoft.
shall we? Doodle, doodle, doodle. Hey, wanna come over and play my Wii? Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon. Here, hold my joy wand. Yikes!
Welcome, folks and motherfuckers. Today, we're gonna
EA.
demonstrate you a new ride which is called EA is absolutely shit. That's the fucking truth. You're not lying there, that's the fucking truth.
Double Fine. ZeniMax Media.
I remember a time when all that was expected from Ubisoft were bland games that were pretty well executed. Far Cry 3, several Splinter Cells, early Assassin's Creeds, etc. But at some point the committee that was in charge of not sucking completely and was swapped by people that just didn't know how game production works, and went for a Hollywood approach on how they handle game releases. Yearly rehashes, at times double rehashes, cobbled together online experiences to cash on the subpar online stores, and when they fucked up royally by making their game releases so broken people had the refunds in masses, they tried to just shut them up by giving them free games with the small print saying they wouldn't be able to sue them if they accepted that, which is why this court finds Ubisoft guilty of crimes against gaming.
Press X to win the award for Worst Gameplay. Sonic Boom, Rise of Lyric.
Up and over. Nice job.
Dragon Age Inquisition. Goat Simulator. Assassin's Creed Unity. Watch Dogs. And the winner is Sonic Boom, Rise of Lyric. How does Sega go about revitalizing the rotting corpse of the Sonic franchise? By making a game, an unapologetic cartoon cash-in that ignores everything that makes Sonic great. Take the worst parts of Sonic Adventure and sprinkle in game-breaking features, and you've got Sonic Boom. Long gone are the days of speeding through levels filled with traps, collecting rings like a madman. Sonic Boom believes that for some reason, the player wants to wander around some third-rate Jak and Daxter world sparsely populated with robots, whose AI consists of standing around and, well, more standing. Sonic Boom wasn't just a clear-cut example of name-only recognition. It was by far one of those rare moments in video games where nearly every aspect of the gameplay, the most fundamental of all Vidya's building blocks by the way, couldn't even stand on its own 2 feet. With a host of game bugs, glitches, broken mechanics, and areas that were just outright effortless in their execution, it was a direct punch in the balls to not just die-hard Sonic fans, but also those who vouched for Sega's occult franchise to possibly get back on track. Well, if we're speaking in context, Sonic Boom isn't just off the track, it's falling right through it. Sonic Boom, without question, is easily 2014's winner for Worst Gameplay. May God have mercy on your soul, Sonic, for Sega shall not. Actually Kinda Fun Award for Best Gameplay. Super Smash Bros. For 3DS and Wii U. Binding of Isaac Rebirth. Shovel Knight. Bayonetta 2. Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes.
Retired after the U.S. withdrew its forces. They were a sniper spotter team.
And the winner is... Bayonetta 2. Not that the 2009 original was anything but sublime, but to improve the experience of one of 2014's most eagerly awaited sequels in the way Bayonetta 2 managed is worth an award in itself. Witch Time makes its glorious return, and it's better than ever, helping our titular witch dispatch both angelic and demonic foes with so much style, even Dante can't help but feel emasculated. The addition of the Umbran climax adds a beautiful wrinkle to a flawless face, bringing the already fascinatingly entertaining flurry of combat and combo building into the next generation. If that wasn't enough, the homage to Afterburner in the final level will have your palms sweaty, dick throbbing, and a smile frozen upon your face. Citizen Kane of Gaming Award for Worst Writing or Story.
Finally, an easy one.
Sonic Boom, Rise of Lyric.
Just had to say something, didn't you?
You're back in Haven, my lord.
Dragon Age
They say you
Inquisition.
saved us. The breach stopped growing, just like the mark on your hand.
The Traveler's
Destiny.
ancient enemy, the Darkness, returns to extinguish humanity and the Traveler.
So this guy's afraid of the dark and he's stuck in a room with no light?
Borderlands, the pre-sequel. Watch Dogs.
I didn't like your cars or...
And the winner is...
Band cleric died.
Dragon Age Inquisition.
We are on our own.
Within minutes of playing Dragon Age Inquisition, you'll hear one of the greatest lines known to man, blurted out by a dwarf who looks like a Guido stuck in Middle-earth. And here I thought we would be ass-deep in demons. Varric, you are one edgy cunt. It's as if one of the VGA writers wrote this dialogue. It only gets worse from here. BioWare seems adamant to make every conversation read like two teenagers whose hormones are out of control, with dicks and pussies raging on about rifts and demons. And when you're not trying to seduce one of your companions with dialogue straight from the walls of a bathroom stall, you'll attempt to make your way through stiff conversations with answers so generic, you'll feel like your character has no impact on how the story progresses whatsoever. And the story. The most generic fantasy story this side of Tolkien fanfiction. Main character with no recollection of how they got there? Check. A great evil has spread darkness across the land? Check. Witches giving birth to demon babies? Check and check. Thanks again, BioWare, for showing us that if you can maintain a Tumblr page dedicated to shipping your favorite Dungeons & Dragons characters, you too can become a writer for a professional video game company. Elder Scrolls Online. Goat Simulator. Rambo the video game. Sonic Boom, Rise of Lyric. Watch Dogs. And the winner is Rambo the video game. Plot and Backstory Award for Best Representation of Women Senran Kagura, Bon Appetit. Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. Artificial Academy 2. Bayonetta 2. Alien Isolation. And the winner is Bayonetta 2.
Bayonetta, Bayonetta, Bayonetta. She's got the looks, the curves, and the moves to kill. Bayonetta is easily one of the biggest examples on how a female protagonist can go toe-to-toe with any male protagonist on terms of badassery and personality. Bayonetta 2 adds much more to Bayonetta's personality by making her go on a journey not to fulfill her own objectives, but to save a friend in need. Bayonetta wins this not only because of her power and charisma, but also by showing how her character went full circle and showing genuine character growth when compared to the first game. Going from an amnesiac lone wolf, only concerned on finding her old memories and revenge towards the Lumen Sages, to a character that actively cares for her new allies and companions, fighting literal hell for the sake of them. Also, she was designed by a woman, and that matters to some people.
EYECANDY Award for Best Visual Aesthetics. Super Smash Bros. For 3DS and Wii U. Alien Isolation. Metro Redux. Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes. Mario Kart 8. And the winner is Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes. We wonder at what point exactly it became obvious that an entire floor of texture artists and level designers were going to need to make an island smaller than Central Park look like the gold standard of gameplay environments. Nonetheless, come rain or shine or dust effect, the level of detail and polish embedded into Ground Zeroes starts and ends with impressive graphical displays. Kaz and Snake may be more gorgeous than ever, but it's the various weather effects, well-researched location, and sneak peeks at pastures new that reassure us that the Phantom Pain won't look like a pile of crap. Journal Update Award for Best Writing or Story.
The captain wants you up on deck.
Divinity, Original Sin.
Hear them gulls? Means we're close to shore. I don't envy you going there, Master Source Hunters.
New kid, we want to thank you for helping us determine whether or not Monica was a two-faced bitch. She really made us mad, but it turns out she couldn't have been the one spreading rumors about Allie Nelson going to the abortion clinic. Yeah,
solve this before
The
something
Wolf
else
Among
happens.
Us.
This is bigger than what I thought it was. I didn't see it. Didn't stop.
The Walking Dead, Season 2.
This will be fine.
We have a baby!
You have a baby with you?
I'm so sorry, Red.
Transistor.
They took your voice. I couldn't stop them.
And the winner is South Park: The Stick of Truth. Written by Matt and Trey themselves, South Park: The Stick of Truth was probably one of the best transitions from televised series to video game we've seen yet. There's been a small handful of South Park games in the past that the duo just passed off to the developers, and the quality showed. This time, however, things were different. Working hands-on with the developers, Matt Stone and Trey Parker wrote the script to probably the most crass and hilarious game this year. Stick of Truth went directions many developers are afraid to take, and the result paid off.
All right, good to see you. My name's Farmer Jack, and I'm here to show you how to milk a cow.
Let me tell y'all a bit about that there Assassin's Creed. Used to come round about once a year, causing up a stink and riling up all them damn city boys. Well, this year weren't no different, and just like the cock cries in the morning, we got an Assassin's Creed game. This one with Frenchies trying to change history while wearing them damn frilly shirts. If my recollection serves me right, that's 12 games in 7 years. Now from where I'm from, we call that milking the cow. And son, this cow is milked dry. Old man Ubisoft left those udders raw, bloody, and poorly optimized. But the old man wasn't done just yet. No, he got himself a second cow named Rogue. Last I heard, he had to put old Rogue down. Poor thing was damn near skin and bone after Ubisoft was done with it. Yeah, we're pretty sure that old man Ubi's done lost his mind at this point. New Challenger Award for Best New IP. D4. Shovel Knight. The Evil Within. Transistor. Freedom Wars. And the winner is Shovel Knight. Yacht Club Games managed to capture lightning in a bottle with the release of Shovel Knight. When so many developers fail to emulate the style and substance that made those NES classics so great, Shovel Knight feels and looks like it was ripped straight out of the 90s. From the start menu to the ending credits, Shovel Knight dazzles with a graphic style that matches the best from a bygone era and controls that would make Miyamoto blush. Shovel Knight has it all. Prophetic goatmen, dancing fish royalty, platforming that demands a deft touch, and boss fights that will have you wanting to snap your 3DS in half. Shovel Knight was an absolute breath of fresh air into the decrepit lungs of the 2D platforming genre. Whatever you do, Yacht Club Games, don't disappoint us when you release the inevitable sequel. For now, rejoice, as the masses have chosen Shovel Knight as the winner for Best New IP. Jet Set Award for Best Soundtrack. Bravely Default. Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes. Super Smash Bros. For 3DS and Wii U. Shovel Knight. Bayonetta 2. And the winner is Super Smash Bros. For 3DS and Wii U. Do you really need a reason to tell you why something sounds good? Pixels Are Art 2 for Most Pretentious Indie Game. The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. Dreamfall Chapters, The Longest Journey. Broken Age. This War of Mine. Goat Simulator. And the winner is Broken Age. You can measure a game's pretentiousness by how many characters sport the rosy-colored nose made popular by Penny Arcade Comics and 4chan's sister website, Tumblr. The gaming equivalent of a horn-rimmed, typewriter-punching, scarf-wielding, latte-drinking hipster who sexually identifies as a cross-gendered redwood tree, Broken Age took pretentiousness to new heights. Its art style is one that tries to convey serious emotional depth without being constricted by realism. Unfortunately, it removes the effect Double Fine attempted to get across with its so-called story. Broken Age shouldn't even be considered a game, as each scene is barely held together by such weak gameplay elements, it's hard to believe it cost more than $3 million to develop. Broken Age's narrative tries so hard to break from the norm that it's hard to take seriously. Mixing themes of racism, independence, and predetermined destinies don't mix well when you've got Jack Black shitting golden eggs as a way to advance your story.
It's worse than it looks. I think I'd rather eat a bug.
Most Hated Award for Most Hated Game of the Year. Watch Dogs. Sonic Boom, Rise of Lyric. Assassin's Creed Unity. Elder Scrolls Online. Dragon Age Inquisition. And the winner is Dragon Age Inquisition. Has any other game ever created such hate and vitriol before it even had a release date? 3 years after Dragon Age 2 won our Most Hated Award in 2011, BioWare has taken one step forward and two steps back. At this point, it's BioWare's company motto. Dragon Age Inquisition took an attempt at improving the series and ended up with a mishmashed pile of broken hopes. With poorly written characters such as Sarah, or Cole Steele, as well as dialogue so terrible it became a way to parody the game itself. BioWare's hard work resulted in everyone laughing at the idea of riding the bull. For what it's worth, the gameplay did improve over the second game a bit, and the open worlds weren't terrible or copied and pasted like Dragon Age 2's outdoor areas, but that was not enough to highlight the few positives in this game. Model clipping was still abundant. Sound would inexplicably disappear only to come rushing back like a schizophrenic genderqueer orchestra, and the game was riddled with backbreaking glitches that caused you to restart your entire save. This game was a perfect example of the level of quality companies are willing to put out in 2014, when investors' pockets are more important than the actual consumer. Great job, BioWare. You've truly become artisans of your craft. Least Worst Award for Least Worst Game of the Year. Bayonetta 2. Super Smash Bros. For 3DS and Wii U.
Oh, he got one! He got one! Super fighting robot!
We'll see if you're a real
South Park, The
doctor.
Stick of Truth.
Give her an abortion. Do it! Oh, goodness! Christmas time.
Artificial Academy 2. Shovel Knight. And the winner is Bayonetta 2. A shining beacon in a year when most games were either incomplete on arrival, bare bones, or, God forbid, developed by Ubisoft. Bayonetta 2 fell into our ungrateful laps. We don't deserve a game as good as Bayonetta 2, especially after the general public managed to avoid both Clover and Platinum Studios' earlier masterpieces. The gameplay is just as solid, if not more so, than the first game. The dialogue is just as witty and fun as before, powers and enemies are creative, and the art design manages to salvage the Wii U's shortcomings hardware-wise. There's not a lot to complain about when it comes to Bayonetta 2, and it won Least Worst for a reason. All we can say is to go out and give it a shot. Congratulations, Platinum, you've won our hearts. Again.